Hello, my name is Zachary Bennett. Welcome to the Omnism Spiritual Channel. Today we're talking about Omnism and the belief structure thereof. We start with the fundamental principle of recognizing all religions, holding all truths sacred. This isn't a place where you can come and put down somebody else's faith, religion, belief. This is about seeing the divinity within all religions. That goes for contradictory religions as well: Christianity, Satanism, atheism, Buddhism, Islam. We're not putting down anybody's belief here. All beliefs hold a sacred truth. That sacred truth is finding more peace within our lives. And we ask ourselves, we say, well, how can every truth be sacred, and how can they all add up to make one thing? Well, it's quite simple. When we strip away the dogma, the religious practices, all the spiritual rituals that go around with religions, it's quite simple to look at what these religions are trying to teach us. And it's not mainstream belief. It's extremely controversial. Most people are born into a religion and they practice it their entire lives, and they never even read the holy texts. And when we can sit down and analyze each and every text, and one individual consumes those texts, we start to see a similar pattern. It's really all fundamentally the same. And when we look at it from a psychological lens, through the perspective of psychology, we can analyze, the fundamental core principles. And we don't just acknowledge the dogma as much as we do, the religion itself, right? We still accept people that are born into those religions, that come to the table with dogma. Their traditions are meaningful to them. We accept them full-heartedly and acknowledge that they bring that individual peace, happiness, or joy. Hands down. This is the overall main principle we live by. We don't judge one another. We openly accept one another. And when we live by that, we're living by the religious texts themselves. They tell us to love each other. They all say the same thing. Don't be a bad person, right? And it's as simple as that. And throughout human history, there's been wars waged, there's been disagreements, there's been arguments, and throughout thousands and thousands of years, we're all left with the same questions. What's right? What's wrong? Why do I believe in this? And very rarely do few of us actually get up and say, hey, I'm going to go sit at another table and learn what they have to say. And if you can get up and sit at a few more tables, you start to see the pattern. You start to see, hey, these are all saying the same thing. Be a good person. Live righteously. And then through the psychology lens, we're learning that, the way we think shapes our lives. If we believe we can accomplish something, we're 10 times more likely to accomplish it. Versus if we, talk negatively to ourselves and we believe that negativity. And Omnism, brings all of it together. It says, hey, look, here's the religious side of the human mind, the spiritual side, that deep sense of wondering. And it says, let's bring a peace from everybody's side. Let's share. Let's sit down and be united. Let's understand that these spiritual teachers, we're all saying the similar thing, that, be still, right? Meditate, right? Love one another. Find peace in nothing. The concept that we as humans can accept that we're even alive in the first place. The strategical probability of us even being alive. We can say simply that these religions, these texts, most of them only a few thousand years old, 10,000 years old. It's just all leading to the same thing. The peace and the love within, right? And the dogma, all these traditions, yes, they're great. They bring different people closer in their individual communities. But the dogma of mankind, right? The cultures and traditions we all share, family, love, fulfillment, meaning, grief, loss, right? We all have these dogmas and traditions that revolve around those deeply human concepts, right? Religions teach you how to deal with these things in their own communities. And as technology explores, you and I are more connected than ever, right? We're right here with each other. You can post a video, I can post a video. We can both share our beliefs and cultures for getting through different things. I mean, we could be on a Zoom call and instantaneously be connected, and we can help each other process. And, culture and belief and traditions, they still hold a meaningful part in our lives. It's especially important to recognize, our grandparents and our great-grandparents. They didn't have technology. They're still connected through that tradition, that dogma of religion. And it's very important to respect each other for this belief. As we keep progressing as a species, we will come as a melting pot around the world. We will share the similar beliefs and opinions, through a psychological lens, right? These traditions are meaningful and they're important. And they've developed over thousands of years. They've grown, they've lost, none of it's the same. And it'll be the same too for us living in the future. Religions will melt, come together. We'll see it through a psychological lens that, yes, this is the essence of being human. It's all very spiritual. It's all very meaningful. We know there's energy. We know there's a higher power. These things are scientifically proven. And by stripping away the traditions and dogma and opening your mind to see everything as one, we're truly able to sit and indulge in conversation with one another about different things like grief, happiness, marriage, fulfillment, employment, love, right? That's the essence of being human. We're trying to connect with each other. We're trying to emotionally bond and recognize what you feel and what I feel are the same thing. We just have a different way of expressing it, a different cultural meaning of why we feel this way, right? And we're coming together. We're stripping away the dogma. We're stripping away the traditions. We're getting to the fundamental principles. These spiritual teachers all around the world, they all shared in the similar message. You're human. You're alive. It's okay to feel. It's okay to be alive. It's okay to share how you feel with one another, right? We all recognize that there's something bigger than ourselves out here. We all know that something as simple as a smile, a hug, can immensely impact somebody. And we're so caught up in their tradition side of things. All of the traditions have always changed. Nobody's religion is the same. Nobody's religion is the same as when it was founded. All their traditions are different. If you look at every single religion, not a single one has the same traditions from when it was first founded and recognized as religion. Not one. And yet we war with each other. We pick fights with one another. We say, oh no, my way of believing is the number one way. It's the best way. It's the only way. And we shun the others. And all the religions are helping us get through grief. Recognize love. Live better lives. How foolish is this as humankind to say our religion is the best religion? when all religions teach us how to be uniquely human, to teach us how to feel love, grief, loss, our purposes in the world. If we stop giving power to our righteous thinking, right? That I'm better than you attitude, we can come together and recognize there's love in all of it. There's understanding in all of it. You know, I mean, in my culture, in my society, in the United States of America, it's Christianity. Yeah, it's everywhere. Oh my God, forget they see a Satanist. Oh, they lose it. Absolutely lose it. You don't know this. You don't know that. Hypocrites. Haven't even read their own religious texts. And they're going to put somebody else's religious beliefs down. A Satanist finds peace in love. And the Christian is bent on destruction of that belief. And yet at the same time, they're doing the exact thing their teacher told them not to do. The thing their teacher was killed for. But we're not going to single out that religion. We're not going to single out the United States of America. We're going to recognize each other. We're going to come together as a world. This warring and hate and greed, it's got to stop. It's got to stop. We've got enough resources here to go around. More than enough. More than enough. That thinking of limited resources, right? When we're taught by true spiritual teachers that combine the message of all religions, they teach us to think in abundance. You know, even our spiritual teachers, they all teach us that. The love moves mountains, conquers worlds, right? And this is the unity we need to share with one another. The passion we need to have for each other's beliefs and religions, right? When we get so bored of our own religious practices, we no longer follow them. We set them aside. We forget how we're supposed to live. Our teachings mean nothing. We lock onto our spiritual teachers as a symbolism. We don't even recognize their teachings. We forget they too were humans, and we worship these spiritual teachers as gods. Humans that had one simple message: share the love for one another. Hoping we grow this channel as I sit more in psychology and practice more in my opinions and beliefs. And I sit back and I speak and I teach. I want more than everything for my teachings to grow, for my message to spread, for the love I feel for you to be broadcast throughout the universe.